Ocean's 11 is a 1960s casino heist movie starring Frank Sinatra and the other Rat Pack guys. But I haven't watched it because it looks old and boring. I like new and exciting. So that's why I'm recommending this movie that came out 21 years ago. Oh my god. I feel like Rose from the Titanic.
It's been
21
years.
Despite my imminent death from old age, I feel energised when watching this movie again. It has great pacing, excellent moments of visual comedy.
Waiting, sweetheart, just waiting.
Good, go.
Waiting for you.
What do you want?
Go, little girl. You're like a little girl.
Relax.
The interactions are witty and suave, although sometimes these exchanges feel unnatural, kind of like you're watching a school play.
Now, they tell me that I paid my debt to society.
Funny, I never got a check. I don't have a husband, or didn't you get the papers?
My last day inside.
I told you I'd write.
Yeah, that's how real humans talk. If you saw my latest live stream, you'll know why I made a video on this particular movie. But in the case where you didn't see it, here's a quick summary. My audience submitted movie titles to compete in a Royal Rumble match. Each movie represented by an equally skilled wrestler, which are made in this old WWE game. And the winning movie of this match becomes my next video topic. I was considering doing a full breakdown of this movie, but honestly I like this movie so much that I really don't want to spoil any major plot points. So instead I'm going to provide my own synopsis, as well as highlight some things that I really enjoyed seeing and things that I found interesting.
Like me to shine your shoes? Want me to smile at you? But you definitely won't let me deal the cars. You might as well call it White Jack.
Danny Ocean is a con man who gets out of jail and immediately looks to cause mischief again by robbing 3 Las Vegas casinos. That little scamp. To pull off this heist, he enlists a diverse and interesting selection of characters, all of whom add something unique to the movie. Brad Pitt plays a guy called Rusty, and he's Danny's partner in crime and boss man of the heist.
I ask you a question, you have to think of the answer. Where do you look? No good. You look down, they know you're lying.
Taking complete control when it turns out that Danny is doing this job mostly to win back the affections of his soon-to-be ex-wife Tess, who is currently dating the owner of these casinos. So Rusty is a pretty important character in bringing this potentially compromising motive to the table, making the whole team aware.
You're out, Danny.
He's out?
It's either that or we call the whole thing off. His involvement puts us all at risk.
This is not your call.
Oh, you made it my call.
Also, this movie marks the first time I ever noticed the amount of time that Brad Pitt eats in movies. It's become a meme at this point in time, but upon doing some research to find out why he does this, I could only find this one video, and immediately seeing the name Screen Rant, I knew it was going to be terrible. It honestly just is a giant waste of 11 minutes and it doesn't explain anything.
But I wonder if sales in Cheerios went up after Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or if consumption of mashed potatoes went up after Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I did, however, find out that the reason for him eating in this movie is that, as Brad Pitt explains, it's because Rusty would rarely have any time to eat a proper sit-down meal, so he's always needing to graze on the go. And I think having him eat during important conversations adds a layer of blasé vibe to his character.
You scared? You suicidal?
Another character I really like is Saul, and he's played by Carl Reiner, who sadly passed away 2 years ago, but lived to be 98. What a legend. He plays an old pro who's freshly retired from the heist game, but Rusty convinces him to come back, and I really like how this scene is directed.
Tell me what the scam is.
The audience would definitely have got bored if we had to listen to this same idea being pitched to 10 different people. So directing the scene this way cuts out some unnecessary exchanges. But we also have this crowd cheering at the winning dog, which mirrors the excitement that Saul feels when hearing the idea. You really can't help but want Saul to succeed in this movie. Come on, just give this lovely man a nice retirement, even if it means ruining a millionaire's life and probably the careers of several security staff.
And find out how they hooked into my system!
Yes, sir.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the movie, there was a choice made by the director Steven Soderbergh to have Saul be the last person looking at the heavenly glow of the Bellagio fountain. The intentions of this decision are unknown to me, but the feeling I get is that it pays respect to the oldest member of the crew. He's been doing this for longer than anyone else, so the others step back and allow him to bask in the glory of the success for longer. Sometimes Saul is pretty funny too.
So turn that off, will you?
I'll turn it off when I'm ready to turn
It's
it
off!
It's off, it's off.
Again, to not give away too much of this movie, I'm not going to go through every character, but I'm going to give special mention to Bernie Mac, who also sadly passed away. He plays this charismatic blackjack dealer
You might as well call it White Jack.
who gets himself transferred to the same casino where the heist will take place. He's not at the forefront of the operation, but he does play a critical role in gathering intelligence. And we also have this iconic funny scene where he's complimenting this man's hands.
Man, you got some lovely hands here. Do you moisturize?
I'm sorry?
I tried all sorts of brand of lotion. I even went fragrance-free for a whole year.
I was just a young lad when this movie came out, and at the time I was never expecting my dumb kid brain to be fully engaged in some movie about a meticulously planned casino heist. Making plans is boring, I just want to do things and do some colouring in. But the entertaining way this movie delivers information and constantly shifts locations and people, it really keeps you hooked in. You never feel bored or confused about what's going on, and it makes you feel smart because the movie makes you aware of the movie's twist before the villain finds out.
I don't understand. What happened to all that money?
Granted, the movie isn't perfect. As I mentioned before, the dialogue can feel a little unrealistic at times. And there's also this super weird moment where the villain, called Terry Benedict, stops Tess from kissing him because there's always people watching the cameras. But what's the big effing deal? She's only leaning in for a kiss. It's not like she's kneeling down, preparing to blow on your dice. Who cares if someone's watching? Now, we'll point out this scene only exists as a way to deliver another twist at the end, but still, this is just kinda silly. When all is said and done, I highly recommend this movie. But please, whatever you do, don't watch Ocean's 12. Just skip to Ocean's 13 because trust me, Ocean's 12 is so boring. Or maybe instead you can invest your time watching whatever video is being recommended to you right now. Yeah, see what I did there? I'm so cool with my schemes to get you to watch more. Yeah, I'm just like Danny Ocean.